Imagine an open battlefield in the 16th century Japan. Thousands of fully armed samurai stand in formation, wearing traditional armor, wielding katanas, yari spears, and yumi bows. But in front of them is not an enemy from another clan. What they face is a giant machine of steel, a modern tank. The question is, what would happen if modern war technology collided with the discipline and honor of the ancient samurai? The modern tank is one of the deadliest war machines ever created. Armed with a large caliber cannon capable of destroying concrete fortifications, a single shot could wipe out entire rows of samurai. In addition, the tank is equipped with automatic machine guns, making it nearly impossible for close-range infantry to approach without suffering heavy casualties. Its thick composite armor is designed to withstand anti-tank shells, let alone arrows or sword strikes. On top of that, it can move at speeds over 60 kilometers per hour, far surpassing the movement of soldiers on foot or mounted samurai. In the context of a traditional 16th century Japanese battlefield, the tank is not just a weapon. It is a steel monster that seems almost unbeatable. The samurai army of the 16th century Japan was not just a group of warriors, it was a highly disciplined and organized force. Equipped with katanas for close combat, yari spears for formation fighting, and yumi bows for ranged attacks, they were versatile on the battlefield. Beyond their weapons, the samurai were bound by the code of Bushido, loyalty, discipline, and honor. This made them fearless, willing to face death without hesitation. They also relied on cavalry with skilled horsemen charging the enemy lines, while archers provided covering fire. In large numbers, their coordination and morale were powerful assets, making them a formidable force in their own time. Against any traditional enemy, the samurai army was nearly unstoppable. The modern tank was built for dominance in open battlefields, and its tactics reflect that. Its main strategy would be to engage the samurai from long range, using its cannon to shatter dense formations before they can even get close. The tank could keep moving constantly, using its superior mobility to avoid being surrounded. Every time the samurai tried to regroup, the tank could reposition and unleash another devastating attack. Psychological warfare would also play a huge role. The thunderous sound of cannon fire and the sight of exploding ground would strike fear into warriors who had never witnessed such destructive power. In short, the tank's best tactic is simple. Keep distance, keep moving, and keep firing. The samurai, despite their lack of modern technology, were masters of battlefield tactics. Their strength lay in discipline, formations, and the ability to adapt quickly to enemy movements. Samurai archers could unleash volleys of arrows to weaken the opponent before closing in. Infantry with yari spears would form tight lines to absorb charges, while elite warriors with katanas sought opportunities for decisive close combat. Cavalry also played a crucial role. Mounted samurai could move swiftly to flank the enemy or disrupt formations. Above all, their tactics were guided by honor and fearlessness, often leading them to launch bold frontal assaults despite overwhelming odds. Against a modern tank, their strategy would likely focus on surrounding it, swarming from multiple directions, and attempting to exploit any weakness in its armor or mobility. The battlefield falls silent for a moment. Thousands of samurai tighten their grips on their weapons, their banners swaying in the wind. Then, the tank's engine roars, breaking the silence. The massive machine rolls forward, its tracks crushing the earth beneath. The samurai unleash their first wave of arrows, filling the sky with dark streaks. But as the arrows rain down, they bounce harmlessly off the tank's thick armor. In response, the tank fires its main cannon. A thunderous explosion rips through the battlefield, scattering dust, debris, and warriors alike. For the first time, the samurai witness a weapon beyond their comprehension. The clash has begun, tradition and honor meeting the unstoppable force of modern technology. As the battle intensifies, the contrast becomes clear. The tank represents the overwhelming advantage of modern technology, firepower, armor, and mobility far beyond anything the samurai had ever faced. But the samurai refused to retreat. Bound by honor and loyalty, they charge fearlessly, even as explosions tear through their ranks. Their courage and determination shine through the chaos, showing a spirit that no weapon can truly destroy. It becomes a clash not only of weapons, but of eras, steel and gunpowder against honor and tradition. Despite its power, the tank is not invincible. Its greatest strengths, heavy armor, and devastating firepower also come with weaknesses. The tank's visibility is limited. Its crew can only see through narrow viewports. Its mobility, while strong on open ground, struggles on uneven terrain, mud, or dense forests. And most importantly, once the tank runs out of fuel or ammunition, it becomes nothing more than a giant steel coffin. For the samurai, the opportunity lies in their numbers, speed, and ability to swarm from multiple directions. If they can lure the tank into rough terrain, surround it, or disable its tracks, they may find a chance to neutralize the steel monster. One possible outcome is total domination by the tank. The tank keeps its distance, firing from range. Samurai formations are shattered before they can ever close in, turning the fight into a one-sided massacre. Another possibility is a breakthrough by the samurai. Using the terrain to their advantage, they lure the tank into a trap, perhaps a muddy field or dense forest. Swarming from all sides, they target its tracks and weak points, eventually disabling the steel monster. There is also the chance of a stalemate between eras. The tank dominates with firepower, but cannot wipe out the samurai completely because of their sheer numbers and determination. The battle drags on, becoming a clash of two worlds without a clear victor. In the end, the clash between a modern tank and a samurai army is more than just a question of who would win. It is a comparison between two different worlds, one defined by technology, firepower, and machines, the other by honor, discipline, and human spirit. On the battlefield, the tank may hold the advantage with its overwhelming power, but the courage and determination of the samurai remind us that war is not only about weapons, it is also about the people who wield them. This thought experiment is not meant to crown a victor, but to highlight the fascinating contrast between past and present, tradition and progress, steel and honor.